Destin, do you follow this Epstein judge person? They
Oh,
killed her husband and her. No, I'm
they're-
sorry. They shot her husband and killed her son.
yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, I mean, is something new developed or?
No, I guess I'm asking where you fall on the conspiratorial angle. So let me lay it out there for the viewers. Your Destiny's probably up to speed on the news, but here's the scoop. There's this woman. She's playing a role in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. Her name is tough for me. It has silent letters. And she's also some sort of Deutsche Bank trial. Both of them are sort of high profile. She's a federal judge. Cool. This guy comes and he murders her son who answered the door, and he shoots her husband. He's dressed as a FedEx driver, but he's not a FedEx driver. He's in costume. And the judge herself runs to the basement and hides. He doesn't get her. And then he commits suicide next day, a few hours later, whatever it is. And it's easy to look at the suicide that Epstein did, work with me, and this guy who really scared this judge and then killed himself, they say, and say, man, it seems like if you're related to the Epstein trial, you sure are prone to suicide before you give up any names, or it looks dirty, dirty, dirty. Now, this guy, I guess, has a history of just hating women, and he's hated this particular judge for some time. And he has social media posts that I've never seen, but I've read about, saying that he's had a thing against her for ages. He actually had one case with her, and he won, but he still hated her because he felt like he didn't win.
Yo, somebody fill me in. I have no idea what they talking about.
There are people who buy into conspiracy theories that I find very far-fetched, but this Epstein stuff,
Where'd the
I'm
husband
almost
die
finding it. I'm sorry.
You talked about like her son getting shot and she hid in the bathroom, but you said her husband and her son got killed.
Did I say that? Her husband survived the gunshots.
Okay.
So, but this one, it is. It's almost not hard to see a conspiratorial angle. You know, you have to sort of have your head in the sand to believe that Epstein killed himself in a place that's hard to kill yourself. And, you know, that's unrelated to this judge on the Epstein trial who lost her son and had her husband shot. And it's like, man, it seems like there's some sort of powers sending assassins after people in this world.
No clue.
How can you have a clue, right?
Yeah,
like that's
that shit is all speculation, fam.
Right. And like another thing people are using it right now saying I don't do the COVID things. Granted, when that was taken, COVID like mandate wasn't in South Carolina. We weren't mandated to wear masks at that point. And I hopped in for like a wire and a folder. You know, stuff you get at Office Depot. I was in there all of 3 minutes.
Are you wearing a mask around now if you go out?
Yes.
Me too. It took I was pro mask emotionally, but also a hypocrite who didn't always wear one for a spell. And it didn't take long. Like I finally just threw the darn mask on because some stores required it. And I'm like, this isn't bad, actually.
I was actually pro mask from the start, and I didn't have it on there
Mm-hmm.
out of coincidence because I was upset going into the store because I just came from Myrtle Beach Chevrolet, and they just gave me like I couldn't hear your sound, and I was frustrated. And like I had to have this stuff because it was a cord. It's the cord right here on my microphone that I had to go buy. And like I was like, I'm just going to hop in here and grab this and whatever. I didn't think about putting the mask on because like you got to kind of train yourself. Like even now, I find myself walking back to my car to get the mask after I've made it halfway to the building.
I've got it in the cup holder on my truck, and I wear it now. I feel good. Like I go to the post office, and it's like I have a little privacy in public, which I kind of like. I feel
like I'm a robber sometimes.
Really? No,
Yeah.
It's not like I walk around feeling like people are judging me or looking at me. I really don't. But I put the mask on, and it's like I could get used to this. I like hiding. I guess I just like being a little more anonymous.
Like it's just weird walking into like a convenience store with like a mask on covering half your face, and like nobody's like freaking out because normally if you did that, you'd be asked to leave.
Depends where you are, right? Like at the post office, everyone had one I fit right in. I recently bought a lawnmower at the John Deere place. And these guys are country, right? They're full on. They're like literally farmers and mechanics for farmers and stuff, and no one had a mask on. I didn't wear a mask. I would have been the only person there, and I felt like when in Rome,
you felt like Joe Biden wouldn't get a lot of votes in that place.
not a one, not a one. Yeah. So I didn't want to stick out. I just didn't wear a mask there, but by and large, I wear a mask now.
I feel weird at the store because there's this little country store I go to at my house right here, and
Mhm.
like there's a sign on the door that says "No mask, no store." You walk in, there's like 40 people there without a mask on. The only person pro mask is the owner, and he doesn't enforce it.
Yeah, or I do this acrobatic paragliding thing in Georgia, and when I'm there, we eat at restaurants. The whole restaurant mask thing seems dumb. What do you wear it for, like the 3 minutes
You sit
before you
down.
start eating? Like no one else has theirs on because they're eating. Like they're already there.
The idea is like COVID can live in the air, and it keeps the pathways to the tables as clean as possible.
I hear you, but because eating, you can't wear a mask. No one has it.
Mm-hmm. I usually just pull mine under my chin.
Nah, I don't know. If it's a restaurant, I just drop it. But maybe that's a bad idea. I'm not sure. It's hard to follow the rules super well.
Well, like I go to the bathroom, I just want to flip it back up. I don't know. Like I take COVID seriously because I've lost somebody I knew firsthand. I can't say they were a great friend, but my mother's like best friend at work. She died of COVID-19 on one of the early on.
Damn,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So it's like this is real. Like, and I think a lot of the deniers don't have that experience. They don't see the effects of COVID-19 like on personal lives. Like they don't have anybody that's got it or anything like that. So it's like, oh, this is fake.
I think that's real common. I don't know anyone who has it, therefore it's fake. Or like I know a guy whose dad tested for it, but he just believes that they're faking tests. He's one of they sent back tests they never used on people and they came back positive. This whole thing is a giant conspiracy by Big Mask or something. Like,
Dude, the conspiracy theories are out of this world. I seen one the other day. It was basically, it's like when they send the children back to school, they're going to plant a fake COVID-19 patient in the schools, and they're going to start testing all the kids in the schools because that person was there without your permission, and all of them are going to come back positive, and then they're going to hold your kids until you inoculate yourself with this deadly vaccine. This is the mark of Satan. This is the 666, that kind of stuff. It's like, because they look at COVID-19 as like they're creating this deadly virus to kill off the population. And it's like, who benefits from that? Who benefits from most of the middle class dying from a horrible inoculation? Right?
The conspiracy theory I see all the time is that the government's trying to control you. They want you to wear a mask out of control. I'm like, what's the end game here? I don't get it. What are they getting out of this control? This mask wearing? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Your conspiracy theory, like it at least has some benefit. Like if they try to take your guns away for control, like, okay, I kind of get that. I understand why a government might be motivated to have an unarmed population.
My father's one of those people. Like he sent me a message the other day talking about how masks were deadly for you. I'm like, one person has a heat stroke from wearing a mask.
I'm with you.
It's like that's coincidence because surgeons wear masks all day, every day for decades.
Surgeons, drywall installers, painters.
Yeah, it's like there is no adverse health effects of it. You just don't like it.
Yes. And I think they don't like it out of a political statement. And it's a political statement. I have noticed that Republicans have much more trouble breathing through masks. Weird how that works.
I always find it funny that people who don't like wearing masks can breathe through cigarette filters.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Like I literally, a gas station talk again. I have the weirdest gas station. I live in the poor section of the South.
Okay.
That comes in, gets $2 of gas, and spends $10 on cigarettes without his mask on in a place that requires the mask. It's like winners, winners.